Why is the Trump administration providing their evidence in front of a congressional committee instead of to a grand jury?
Here are just a few other examples. The American people elected Donald Trump as their president not once but twice, and yet the FBI and intelligence agencies were politicized by his opponents to undermine his presidency and falsely portray him as a puppet of Putin. Title I of FISA was used illegally to obtain a warrant to spy on Trump campaign advisor Carter Page, using a Clinton campaign-funded false dossier as their so-called evidence. Biden campaign advisor Tony Blinken was the impetus for the 51 former senior intelligence officials' letter dismissing Hunter Biden's laptop as disinformation specifically to help Biden win the election. Former DNI James Clapper lied to this committee in 2013, denying the existence of programs that facilitated the mass collection of millions of Americans' phone and internet records, yet was never held accountable. Under John Brennan's leadership, the CIA abused its power to spy on Congress, to dodge oversight, lied about doing it until he was caught, and yet has never been held responsible. Under Biden, the FBI abused its power for political reasons to try to surveil Catholics who attend traditional Latin Mass, labeling them as quote-unquote radical traditionalist Catholics. Personally, just 24 hours after criticized Kamala Harris and her nomination, I was placed on a secret domestic terror watch list called Quiet Skies. Sadly, there are more examples. The bottom line is this must end.
Yes, this must end. This bullshit distraction from the Epstein list must end. Boo. You guys are in control of everything. You have the Senate, you have the House of Representatives, you have the White House, you have the Supreme Court. Why aren't you charging him? And I know that's Pam Bondi's job, but aren't you guys all on the same fucking team? Why are you telling the people on the congressional hearing instead of telling a grand jury? If your evidence is that fucking solid, then charge him. Prove it in a court of law, if you can. My guess is that we're hearing about this on Fox News and Newsmax and in congressional hearings because you can't prove it in a court of law because it's distraction from the Epstein list. And you know it is. You guys have been in charge for 6 months. Where are the charges? You guys investigated the fuck out of Joe Biden for 2 goddamn years at the end of the last half of his presidency. No charges recommended anywhere. You've been in charge for 6 months now. Fuck all for charges. Stop talking about it and start being about it.